Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Welcome to the grant review for the SECbit Zero Knowledge Proof grant. This is milestone number 2, and we have the SECbit team with us today to walk through their presentation. I'll hand it over to Goyu, who's going to start. And after we've seen the presentation, we'll be hearing from the tech review team from Nervos Foundation, who will have any questions as well. So without further ado, hand it over to you, Goyu, and please take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Guoyu. I'm the founder of SECbit Labs. Currently, we are going to, so we are building the zero knowledge proof related infrastructure for ZQB, the public chain. So we're going to build a library that which is provide rich facilities and tools and tutorials for programmers, developers from the ZQB community. So today, I'll be talking about the second milestone of this project. The project consists of four terms. So the second term we are going to build, we have done a couple of different zero knowledge proof schemes for building different zero knowledge proof related applications. They will hope that the result of current project could provide versatile and rich tools for developers, very friendly and easily to use. So today we have two people to introduce the second milestone. So let me introduce my colleague, Dr. Ye Chun, who is the expert on zero knowledge proofs. So she will take the presentation in the following. Okay.
Hi everyone. I'm Ye Chun from SECbit Labs. Let me walk you through the slides. So that's for sorry. First, let's take a quick review of what we are aiming at by ZQB toolkit. So we are aiming at building a full stack zero knowledge proof toolkits. So you can see at the bottom are some primitives, mathematical primitives like finite field operations and all kinds of elliptic curves. And on top of it are some zero knowledge proof systems like GR16, Planck, Virgo, bulletproofs, and so on. And then on top of that is a basic circuit gadgets, like we are building the basic gadgets so users can put them together to build their own circuits for their own applications. And then on top of that is incorporating our toolkit into ZQB smart contracts. Okay. Yeah, these are our primary targets. So in milestone 2, our initial plans like this. The main theme is to implement more zero knowledge proof schemes. We plan to do GR09, which is closely related to bulletproofs. It's like the basic. It includes the basic techniques for bulletproofs. And then Planck or Marlin, which at that time we choose these two because they use the Cartay polynomial commitment schemes. And then Virgo is very different from these two. The others, it is GKR based, and it also uses the Fry technique. And then there is okay, and then there is Clink. Clink is our own optimization for zero knowledge proofs on parallel circuits. And then we want to optimize the interface for our repo, and then we want to add more examples. So so make this repo more user friendly. And now this shows what our repo looks like now. It's like one day or 2 days ago. Here's what we've accomplished in Milestone 2. We implement these schemes, including Marlin and Spartan and Clink, the one we proposed for parallel computations, and also Libra, Hierarchs, and also SVC, which is not strictly speaking a zero knowledge proof scheme, but we temporarily included it in this category. And then we add 2 elliptic curves, Jub Jub and Baby Jub Jub. These 2 curves are useful for recursive proofs. And then we add more gadgets, including basic hash functions and also Poseidon rescue. These 2 are ZKP friendly, quite new hash functions, and also we include Merkle trees, usable Merkle trees. And then for most schemes, we try to incorporate into the ZKB smart contracts, and we also include many examples. So first, for more ZKB schemes, first we implemented Marlin. Marlin is a pre-processing ZK snark. It features the universal and updatable reference streams. It is a true ZK snark because it has constant proof size and logarithmic verifier time. And then we implement the Spartan. Spartan was not in our initial plan, but we want to include it in our ZKP's repo because Spartan is very prover efficient. It is also R1CS based, and it has no trusted setup. It also features short proofs and okay verified time, but its prover is like an order of magnitude faster than GRAS16. And then is Clink v2. Clink is an ZKB scheme that we proposed, and it is optimized for data parallel computations, and it can support larger scale data processing. Okay, sorry. Okay, then okay. So all 3 of these are R1CS based, and then there are 2 more which are GKR based. One is the Hierarchs, and the other is Libra. Hierarchs is a doubly efficient ZK snark. By doubly efficient, it means apart from efficient verifier, the proof is also very efficient. And features sublinear proof size and verify time. It is GKR based, so in principle, it is suitable for suitable for parallel computations, and also Libra is like Hierarchs. It is with optimized prover, and it also use so Hierarchs does not require trusted setup, but Libra require a universal setup, which and it has a smaller proof size and verify time. So our implementation of hierarchy is different from that was proposed in the initial in their paper, because we also incorporate some mirrors from Libra into our implementation of hierarchies. And then is the aggregate bonus sub-vector commitment scheme for this one is not it is not a zero knowledge proof system. It's not zero knowledge even, but this one is very useful gadget. We temporarily put it in this category. It features the membership proof, a very efficient membership proof, which takes only constant time. And it's a very promising building block for the Kiro ARP. It is also used in our implementation of the so-called Clover protocol. Sorry. Okay, so these are the newly added schemes to the ZKP toolkits. And also we include these two elliptic curves. So there is a Jub. It is an Edward curve that can be embedded into the BLS curve. And also the baby Jub, which can be embedded into BN curve. So these two, we want to implement these two because we think these two could be useful for recursive snarks. Although we haven't implemented recursive snarks so far, but these two are like our starting point. We also include some useful gadgets here. So we like transplant the basic gadgets, some more basic gadgets from the Bellman library, including Shar, Blake, and MIMC. We also implement some new ZKP-friendly hash gadgets, including Poseidon and the Rescue. Okay, so we also implemented complete binary Merkle tree. There was a Merkle tree in the Milestone one, but that one is not really usable, but this one is usable. We also made, we also did some optimization to our interface. So in this, in Milestone 2 also add a lot of examples into the repo. So yeah, here you can see. So we just want to show how the toolkit can be used. So for every scheme, we include at least one example. So we want to make the ZKB a playground for the community. It can be because we implemented many curves and many schemes. We want to be so this repo could be useful for doing benchmarks, so you can easily compare different schemes. Okay, so here are some benchmarks of our schemes. We include two different versions of our Clink scheme. One is the inner product argument based, the like hello or hierarchs polynomial commitment based, and the other is the Kate polynomial commitment based, and there's Okay, and we implement Spartan. We also include the benchmarks for Spartan. The original Spartan was implemented on curve 25519 的吧 but we like implement on the base of BLS and the BN curves. Okay. And then here is we implement or we incorporate our schemes into the ZQB VM. So for you can see in this table for all these schemes we have a smart we have a corresponding ZQB contracts. So far, this is how the milestone 2 has gone so far. So for the next steps, we here are some of our plans. We are going to explore another direction which is not touched so far, which is the like Fry-based snarks, including Aurora and Fractal. And Fractal is also a recursive, it also supports recursive snarks. And we also want to include even more useful circuit gadgets into our repo. And there are two more curves we want to include, which is curve 25519, which is is a very efficient curve, and also the 256K1 curve. And we also want to include more detailed performance benchmarks and more optimizations to our schemes. And another important thing to do is to cooperate with the Nervos core team to improve performance and usability of our on-chain verifier for ZQB VM, and also write more docs, make our repo more user-friendly. Okay, I think that is for Milestone 2 so far.
Okay, thank you so much. So in summary, that this is the second term of this project. Actually, we have already done a lot of work that we planned in the third or fourth term. By the way, I think that in the second term, we have done more than just a few zero-knowledge proof schemes, but also many circuits. So what we will do in the next term, we will try to make the circuits more usable and more realistic. So we are going to work together with Nervos team. So make sure that based on this ZQP toolkit, we can build a full-fledged layer 2, something like zero lab infrastructure based on this project. So now I think in a short word that we're going towards the realistic problem instead of really theoretical work. So we're going to make more tutorials for this project. So it can be used for the developers from the Nervos community or even from Ethereum communities. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. So it's a question time, right?
Yeah, great. Thanks so much. It was a very comprehensive presentation. A lot of stuff going on, which is great. And I think, zero knowledge proofs for sure is something that's getting more and more discussed, right? And I think it's perfect timing for this type of project with, our kind of focus on DeFi and our universal passport and everything that's going to be happening in 2021. I think this zero knowledge proof stuff obviously fits in perfectly to that as well. So I think everyone's super excited about it. So thanks for the presentation. Hand it over to Quake from the tech review team from the Nervos side. Quake, do you have any questions for the SECbit team?
Yes. Could you back to the slide of the ZQB VM cycle?
Okay. Which slide?
Yeah.
Okay, benchmark. Okay.
No. The next slide.
This one? This one?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
So about the cycle, I want to know, are these data the result of the verifier execution or the result of proof generation?
Okay, all this benchmark of ZQB the contract, so all for the verifiers. So because generally the proving work is huge. So theoretically,
so the proof generation is running on the off chain.
Yeah, right, exactly. So even for verifier, still for some for something like bulletproof, so it can only work on small amount of data because bulletproof is a linear time verifier algorithm. So I think in realistic, so bulletproof can only work for the range proofs. So range proofs, because range proofs is small, is generally hundreds of circuit gate. So bulletproof will be okay. So, but for large circuit, we have to use something like some log and something like a verifier algorithms.
Understood. Could you back to the previous slide?
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So this benchmark is this benchmark also the result of the verifier execution, but it's running on the real CPU, right?
Oh yeah, it's a real CPU. Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all. No problem. No question from me.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
Okay.
So about the benchmark, what is the statement you are proving?
Okay. What's the statement, right? I think. Okay. I think so. The circuits actually are range from a simple one gate circuit all the way to the a huge Merkle tree. So we can see the constraints on the left column. So it's a thousands of constraint, a thousand of gate of circuit, or Merkle tree like a million, something like that. So I think the circuits, all the circuits from our library. So I think the test must many circuits. So this one is a summarize the table. So I think we can provide a more comprehensive benchmark table for this community. It's sorted by different circuits. For example, the range proof, the Merkle tree, something like that, or different hash functions with different security level.
All right, I got that question because I noticed that the cycles of the bulletproof is not the biggest one.
Okay.
Because the bulletproof, as far as
slow. Yeah. The problem actually is that we're using the bulletproof. We can run for a large circuit in the Nervos the VM. So it can run.
Using different
small
scale of the circuit, right?
Yeah. Okay, this one bulletproof. So, any question?
So in the cycles,
Okay.
in this table, the cycles are for different statements for the different snarks.
Okay. So sorry, what was your question?
So for different snarks, you are using different circuits.
Okay. Yeah. So probably we can give the different Zener proof schemes for same circuit, right? For example, the range proof. The range proof, I think is runnable for all scheme.
Okay, another question is, you mentioned that you are going to implement recursive snark. Which are you going to implement? Hello or fractal?
Okay, yeah. In the next term, we will implement fractal and hello 2, hello and hello 2.
Okay, about recursive snark, as far as I know, they require cycles of parent-friendly curves. But Jab is not a cycle. That just enable you to embed one curve into another.
Okay.
They're not cycles.
Oh,
And I recall that Gross 16 implements to a cycle called MNT4 and MNT6.
Okay, yeah.
They can be embedded into each other. That creates a cycle of 2 curves.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the question again?
Why did you mention that you are going to use Jab to implement the recursive snarks?
Okay.
Jab is only for like one layer.
One
layer recursion.
Okay.
It may be used for in some occasions. But for cycles, we may be going to explore the I think the Halo way, because the MNT is really slow, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can support the MNT, the mutual recursion for many layers recursion. So, but we also provide the one layer recursion is very useful. So that idea is from ZQB, the project proposed by Berkeley, the group. So I think for ZQB public chain, so we will implement fractal. So fractal is very important for ZQB. So, but fractal doesn't use the curves, so there won't be a problem. MNT curves are too slow. And for Halo, so the ZQB team, they proposed, Tweedle, something like they, more efficient curves. Probably we will try. We will try in the next term.
Okay. I also noticed that in Spartan there are 2 schemes. One is called ZQSnark and one is called NESK. So what's the difference? But I don't recall them in the paper.
Okay.
I think these 2 are both included in the paper. The difference is that the ZQSnark has a pre-processing stage.
Okay, I see.
I'm looking for that slide.
Okay, this one.
So like Spartan is all on CS based. This is not like pre-processing the matrices, the coefficient matrices into their reference strings. So the verifier does not have to go over the matrices. So the proof is fully succinct. For NIZ,
okay. So this case does not have pre-processing, right?
Okay.
So Netscape does not have pre-processing, and ZQSNARK has pre-processing. That's the only difference, right?
Yeah. So the NIZK version is more proof efficient. Its proof like it claims to be like 16 times more faster than the Graph16. But the SNARK version is only like 4 times more faster than Graph16.
All right. So the last question is, are you going to provide a unified interface for all the different types of ZQSNARKs?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that? They are based on different types of circuits.
Yeah. So that's a good question. So I think that will. Okay, this one is the most important problem we're going to solve. So there was a exciting work from Yupeng's group work. So they're trying to bridge the layer circuits with the RNCS or with the general arithmetic circuit. So so currently now it's not easy to write circuits for layered circuit. You don't write, that not friendly. So we have only a few circuits examples runnable for GKR protocols. But we think that we believe that we can have a transmitter or something like adapter to translate the RNCS into a layer circuits for, this job is easier to do. And we hope that Yupeng's group's work will give us more promising way to solve the problem. So we can write the circuits using RNCS syntax, but we can use some tool to translate the general arithmetic circuit. So then we can use the GKR protocol to accelerate the prover. Yeah. So that work is also the theoretical work currently. So we hope that we'll have a breakthrough in the next term. So but currently it's hard to get a conclusion that whether we can give a unified interface for circuits. So
okay, I see. That's interesting work.
Yeah.
What about Planck? It does not use RNCS.
Yeah. Okay. That's also a good question. So Planck will be the one will implement it in the next term too. Planck. Actually, Planck is very easy to translate between RNCS and Planck compatible circuits. Actually, it's not that, because the circuit actually has same structure, but they use different representations. So we think that is easy to translation between Planck compatible circuit with RNCS. So I think it's not a problem. They just need time to work out that tool.
All right. So that's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. Sounds like that's all the questions from Nervos side.
Okay.
So thanks Quake and Yunkong for joining and asking the questions. And thanks for the SECbit team for coming and presenting. Great to catch up on the work, and looking forward to the next milestone and the next review.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, all of you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Okay. Thank you.
You.
Okay.